What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Now, this is gonna be, for sure, the final video of the stupid top. I got it all fit around the edges really good. It's all bodywork. All we gotta do now is worry about basically the back edge here and the gap. And then we're gonna prime this thing for sure in this video. And then we'll get to see it black on the black car. And obviously not like final form because the car's not gonna be black, but we're gonna get a really good idea of what it's gonna look like when it's painted. So we're just gonna get this final little body work done on that, get that primed, and then we're gonna move on to a couple other little odds and ends that I have to take care of, like the rust in this wheel well, which I never fixed, but I wanna do it before paint. That way when I'm welding and stuff, it's not gonna splatter on the fresh paint, obviously. So I wanna get that done. And yeah, basically we can start like blocking the whole car out and sanding it and stuff. Probably take the doors off, stuff like that. I don't know if that's gonna be in this video, but definitely in this video, we're gonna get that speedster top primed, fully done, and then maybe even mounted. We'll figure out the mounting kind of after. It's pretty much where it's gonna be. So I think if I just put a bar, bolt a bar in here, go straight across, and then put some fasteners basically behind the seats in this little area here, that'll hold it because it's tucked underneath the trunk and it's resting all around it then. I think that'll be fine. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it and I'm gonna get that done, get some primer shot on it. I actually forgot my primer gun at work. So I'm gonna have to go upstairs and get my like Mastercraft guns. I've never used them, so I'm gonna have to see what kind of tip is on them. Usually need like a 1.8 or something like that. So hopefully it's big enough. If not, I'll just get my gun tomorrow at work and we'll do it. But definitely still in this video, and I'm super hyped to see what it's gonna look like because it's kind of hard to visualize when it's like fiberglass color or like now, you know, Bondo color. So yeah, I'm super excited to see it all black, and it's basically what the car is gonna look like. So I'm just gonna get into it. Okay, so you can see I've done all the pinholes, all the little tiny defects that I needed to. So this is all ready for primer now. This is all good. There's a couple little more I guess I could get, like here. Little like craters and pinholes and stuff on that front section. So I'll do that. But the main thing I'm concerned about is basically this gap. You can see it's pretty good, pretty even, and then it gets a little bit tight right there. So I'm gonna wanna take that back a little bit, open the gap up, and then basically just round this edge off a little bit and smooth it out. Because I'm pretty sure that the trunk is gonna hit that when it goes to open. So I gotta kind of round that off so the trunk can go over top of it when it comes up because it kind of goes ahead. I think that's pretty much gonna do it. So I got all the pinholes fixed. I just did this gap. It's still not 100% perfect, but it's gonna be good enough. By the time I get like a rubber in there and all that, and once it's all painted, you don't really notice. I'm basically just calling it quits, like good enough for this thing. So we get this thing primed, stop wasting time on it, and then get onto the rest of the car. So I'm just gonna clean up the shop a whole bunch because it's filthy, it's covered in dust. Then we'll put this on the horses, probably put this plastic back up, and then prime it over there. Yeah, that'll be done. Got my plastic back up, got some just a little tarp on the floor, ready to prime this thing. Like I said, it's not really 100% perfect, but I'm overspending time on it. So I'm just gonna prime it and we'll see what we got. If it's good enough, it's good enough. If not, I'll have to go back and touch it up. But I really just wanna see this thing primed and on the car and getting a good idea of what it's gonna look like. And then we can get back on the car and then get that thing painted. Mix up some primer and probably put like 3 or 4 good coats on here, just because there's a lot of body work. Okay, there it is. So it's not too bad. There's quite a bit of pinholes in it still, but I kind of figured that being fiberglass, and there's a bunch of bare fiberglass showing, so. But for the most part, I mean, it looks pretty good, honestly. some of like the contours and the shapes aren't exactly the same side to side, but I think it's gonna be good enough, honestly. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks really good. I can't wait to see it on the car. Cool. So I guess let this sit for a while and then I can bring the car back in, but won't be able to touch it really until tomorrow. Throw it back in the car tomorrow, see what it looks like. What do you think? Huh? You want to see the top on the car? You don't care, huh? What we're gonna do is put the top on the car, but I want to get the car out so we can at least look at it and get a good idea what it's gonna look like. So I'm just gonna roll it back by hand and basically put it out here somewhere, and we'll go from there. So the car is super dusty. I should blow it off, but Abby doesn't like air tools, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna throw it on there, and we'll get a pretty good idea what it looks like. You're okay. It does take a little messing around to get it to fit properly, but so once I have the mount, like the bar there, just kind of rest there, and it'll only have one spot to go, so it should be okay. I think that looks really good. I put Abby inside, I blew it all off, wiped it off, so this is like pretty much exactly what it's gonna look like. So there it is. I gotta say I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. I mean, like I said, it's still not perfect with how it fits, or this gap even at the back is not perfect, but it's so hard to do. Like it keeps moving, and I knew that was gonna happen. Like it's gonna continue to happen, so there's really no sense worrying about it. Once I put a rubber in here, at least it won't like wreck the paint. It'll kind of separate them, so I can kind of just sit wherever. Also, I figured out how to lower the headrests, which is funny. Like I knew how to do it. I just didn't know that they weren't bottomed out, and now they are. So, but still, like the seats aren't bolted in. They're just sitting there, so they're not perfect. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. Look at this thing, dude. Like this angle right here is basically like perfect to me. Like this is what I've been envisioning this whole time. That's so sick. I like it. I don't know, let me know what you think, but I am a fan. The only thing that I'm really not a huge fan of is like when I had it pulled up in the spot over there, you could see the back from like far away, and it looks like these humps are like tipped in, but when you look at it here, like they look fine. And I think what it is because the curve like actually of like the trunk, it goes like this, and then that is flat. So when you're looking at this part, those look, because it's flat, so they should be like, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's just my mind, but I'm super happy with it. It's been like a month of just nothing but working on that stupid thing, but I think it was worth it, honestly. I don't know how many times I can say it, but I know it's not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with how it came out, honestly. It's nice and like straight, flat. Looks good. So now that is pretty much done. Like what it is, it's 100% done. I'm not doing anything more to it other than like fixing pinholes and whatever. I'm probably not even gonna reprime it because I think it's good enough. So that is done. That's gonna go body color. A couple people were actually asking me if I was gonna wrap it like in leather or whatever. Like I understand it would look like the S13 kind of like boot lid, whatever. But no, the whole idea of this is to like blend in and flow with the car. So that's just gonna go body color. And I think that's really gonna like add to it. I'm a pretty big fan of it. So yeah, unfortunately that took up a lot of time, and I really haven't done anything else to the car, like at all. I mean, you can see it's just what it is. So that is gonna do it for this video. It's a really short one, which is probably good. But next video, what I'm gonna try to do is tie up like all the loose ends. So like the one patch that I have to do in that passenger wheel well in the back, I'm gonna get that done. And then also, I would like to at least look into mounting this thing, like mounting it, because right now it's just sitting there. So I'm gonna look into like building like a mount and a bar for the front of that. Hopefully that it shouldn't take too long, really. But yeah, other than that, basically start sanding the car. Yeah, oh, one more thing I do have to do. The last thing that I have to do before I can start sanding is I have to get some seam sealer and seam seal this inner structure to the outer skin. Because you can see it's separated, the glue. So when you try and like sand it, it does this. So obviously you can't really block it very good and get it very straight like that. So I'm gonna just seam seal everything to the skin, let it dry nice and hard, then block it. Realistically, I should have did it actually before I even primed the trunk, but that was just me wanting to get it primed. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but it shouldn't, it should be fine. So hopefully you enjoyed this short little video, and let me know what you guys think of that, because like it's done. Like that's what it's gonna look like. It's not changing. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment, like I said, let me know what you think. It's interesting to get others, opinions on, especially something like super custom like that. It's pretty cool to think like that was nothing and now it's that. So if you want to share, comment, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will see you in the next one.